My analog project 2011 comes to a close in the month of December with the Pentax K1000. This camera manufactured by Pentax between the year 1975 and 1997, making it the longest production run for a 35mm camera in the history of cameras. Now, I might be wrong about my facts, but this camera was manufactured for many, many years with very little change to the design of this camera, making it very popular amongst students and instructors as well. This camera has very basic features. It's a fully manual camera that ships with a 55mm f2.0 lens. Currently, I have a 50mm lens on here that shoots at f2. So this is not the original lens. The camera features are very basic. You have a film rewind crank on one side, film advance lever on the other that featured a frame counter here inside the lever. You select your shutter speed with this dial here, as well as the ISO, and the ISO range is from 25 to 3200. You have a shutter release button here that includes a socket for a cable release. Viewfinder on the back, flash hot shoe mount on the top. The bottom of the camera had a button to release the film, a tripod socket, and a battery well when you use the battery. And speaking of the battery operates the through the lens light meter, has a center weight needle inside the viewfinder that moves up and down. Up would be overexposed, down underexposed. So the idea is to get this needle kind of hovering somewhere in the middle using a combination of f-stops and shutter speeds. The front of the camera has a PC sync port, and the other side here next to the lens is a lever to release the lens from the camera body, and that's it. There are no other features on this camera, so it's a very basic design, great for understanding the relationship between f-stop and shutter speed. There's no better way to learn photography than with a fully manual camera, and leave all the automatic stuff for your later enjoyment, if you will. This camera has a special place in my heart because this was my first real camera. For years as a kid growing up in Chicago, I shot with Kodak Instamatics and other little cheap box cameras and toy cameras until my mom surprised me for my birthday one year and gave me a brand spanking new Pentax K1000 in the box with all of the accessories and the bags and the cases and the flash and all of that stuff. And I shot with that camera through grammar school on into high school, and I did a year and a half or so of college studying photography at Columbia in Chicago. So this camera is a welcome addition because, see, I made a boneheaded move in my later years back in the late 90s. I sold my Pentax K1000. I had bought a Minolta X570, a Minolta X700, plus all the lenses that go with that. And this camera ended up on the shelf. So I ended up selling it because I wasn't using it, and that was a mistake. So recently, this year, I had to go on the used market and find another Pentax because I really wanted to get that camera back. So this isn't the exact camera that was given to me by my mom as a birthday present, but it is the exact camera that I had. So I'm glad to have it back, and justifiably so, because I still shoot Pentax. I have a Pentax K10D DSLR digital camera and a couple of lenses. I have, of course, the kit lens that came with that. I have a pancake lens, but I don't use those lenses on this camera because these are fully automatic lenses and they're hard to use on a manual camera. But I do have a couple of aftermarket lenses. I have some Quantaray lenses. This is a 28mm and this is a 90mm zoom that has a macro setting on here. These are very cheap. This one's solidly built. I like it a lot. 28mm shoots from f2.8 to f22, so it's a nice lens to have, nice wide lens. I also have another Pentax lens. This is a zoom lens, goes from 35 to 70, 3.5 on the f-stop on that one. And of course my Fast 50, this is an f1.4 50mm lens that I use on my DSLR, but you have manual control with that lens. So all of these lenses work on this camera. And I wish the other two did, but they don't. But that's fine. So this camera is definitely in good company. I'll be shooting with this one for the month of December as my analog project 2011 comes to a close. The photographs will be visible on my Flickr photo stream, dread242.com as well. I'll be releasing photographs from the entire project this entire year, bit by bit, on Flickr and on my website, dread242.com, bocaimage.com. So look for those photographs over there. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Hopefully I'll have another project to start up for the year 2012. featuring smaller point and shoot cameras like my Olympus XA that I'm anxious to take out on the street and use. So once again, thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next year with a brand new project. All right, see you later. Goodbye.